start, you're going to need your fabric, cord stops, eyelets, a pattern, and a sewing machine. And we're doing this all on a Singer heavy duty. The pattern is available at properfitclothing.com. All you have to do is print it off, put it together, and get ready to trace it. So grab your hood panel, trace around it, and cut out 2. And don't forget to mark the notch for the eyelet. So now we're going to cut the neck piece, place this half on the fold, trace around it, and cut it out. Next we'll be cutting the inside of the neck, and this is also placed on the fold. So you should end up with 1 neck, 1 inside neck, and 2 hoods. So now you're going to want to take your hood, place the right sides together, and sew around the outside curve. And we want the camo on the inside of the hood, so don't get confused by that. We're placing the right sides together and again sewing around that outside curve. So I totally recommend using a serger if you have one. If you don't, it's not that big of a deal. We're using a domestic based on the series, and we switched ours to a zigzag because the zigzag will allow you to have that stretch with the fleece stretch. And as you can see, we're zigzagging right on the edge, and this makes for a nice clean finished edge. So now we're going to show you a little trick to make your garment look clean on the inside as if it were serged. And we're just doing this because it'll make for a more quality, professional looking product in the end. So what you'll want to do is go ahead and zigzag all around those raw edges. So next we're going to be adding eyelets, and these eyelets are available in the description below. They're definitely bigger eyelets because we're using thicker cord, and I just think it looks a little bit nicer when you use a thicker cord and you don't have just a small little eyelet on there. It just makes it look more quality. So we're going to go ahead and mark where we want the eyelet, and as you can see in the beginning, we did make a mark for that, but it brushed off, so we're just going to go ahead and eyeball it and carry on from here. And pretty much right here, we're just making sure we have enough room to hem that over and sew around the eyelet without sewing and running into the eyelet as we hem. Alright, so once you have your holes cut, go ahead and pop your eyelets into those holes, take your hammer and tool and hit them into place. And again, this entire kit will be available in the description below, including the tools. All this comes in a nice kit, so it's super easy to use, and check that out. Then go ahead and repeat this process for the other side. The next step for the hood is going to be hemming the outside edge. It's pretty much just rolling it over past where the eyelets are and doing a straight stitch all the way around, and make sure you're going in a straight line. So now grab your neck piece and sew the open edge closed with right sides together. And again, do a zigzag stitch around that entire bottom just like you did on the hood. Now take that zigzag edge, roll it over, and hem all the way around. So now take that inside neck piece and sew that open edge. Now you're going to want to go ahead and roll that over as if you're doing cuffs on a sleeve. So as you can see, it's half the initial height, so if you want it shorter or taller, go ahead and just adjust that pattern a little bit and you should be good to go. And now we're going to be moving on to assembling. So we're going to start at the back seam of the neck and the back seam of the hood. Place those two together with right sides together, and then put a pin there, and then start moving the hood around, and then place a pin on the front of the hood on each side. And as you can see, the hood does not meet up in front. This is because we wanted that inside neck to show through and add for more of a designer look. So once you have your hood pinned onto your neck, go ahead and take your inside neck and pin that onto the wrong side of the hood. So now that you have everything lined up, go ahead and take that to the sewing machine and stitch all the way around that. Next, we're going to be adding the cord, and the best way to do this is with a safety pin. Just put the safety pin on the front of that cord, feed it into your eyelet, and work it all the way around. And if you're using thicker cord like us, a little trick for threading that cord through the cord stop is by taping that end off and feeding that tape through and pulling it. Then go ahead and do a standard knot at the end to keep that cord stop from sliding off. And there you have it, your headpiece is complete. Go out there, get some crazy fabrics, do some crazy stuff, get creative with it. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think, and we're going to keep the videos coming at you, so we'll see you next time.